Hey guys, Raptor Claw 141 here doing another callouts and locations intel video on Piazza, this time for Domination. Now there's a few differences than the other one, but here he is. Here's the mini map to show you where the SAS spawn. They spawn by the A flag, or A domination flag, and the inner circle spawns next to the C domination flag. All right, nobody spawns by the B. All right, so the spawn points when game starts is where these are. During game, they could be anywhere. Now, in traditional games, in the older, like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, and still this one, if you capture A flag and C flag, the spawn point for the other team is normally going to be at B. But if you do a triple cap, they can spawn anywhere. All right, but the whole point is to get the win and to keep the action going. The spawns are really anywhere. So they're kind of spawn points get fixed and tweaked. This isn't set in stone. Now the other thing I got to tell you, these are just guidelines, okay? Just like I said in my other video, these are guidelines, but I'm going to show you here where we're going. So right here is the winery. This is where the wine is made, all right? So this area right here is the winery, which connects to the wine cellar, which is back here that I'm looking at right now. And now I'm going to head over to the fountain area. Now there's two ways to get in this fountain area. Here's one way, is to jump up in this broken wall here. And usually I can do it as I'm running, but anyway, there's a fountain, all right? You can see down here into the overpass area, and you can see down that hallway which connects you to the overpass and to the street level. You can jump out of that way as well. There's a bench there that actually allows you to do that, all right? But that's the fountain area because the big fountain, all right? Pretty self-explanatory. But again, these are guidelines. You guys can come up with your own callouts. I'm just giving you guys these based on some elite stuff I've seen and some other things I found during gameplay. So, but there you go. All right, so here is C Domination flag point. It's in the square, dead center of the square. This is also a place for search and destroy and some other ones, but I won't get into those because this is Domination, obviously. All right, but a lot of entry points to this area, so it's being careful, staying in the shadows, staying in the corners, making sure you have cover. Now, the flags, you almost have to basically be right on top of them to capture them, so just be aware of that, but kind of edge them, like lay next to those benches that you see right there, or throw up some smoke, lay in the smoke, and you should be good to go, all right? So this connects you down to, I mean, there's the street, but we'll talk about the street in a bit, but this connects you down to the carport area where this little carport is, but there's two cars here and a car right there. Now, if you lob a grenade in here or a Semtex in here, it can take out these cars and anybody around them. So be aware when you're in this area. It overlooks the cafe, it overlooks the garden area, and the flower beds. And I'm going to talk about the flower beds. Something special about these flower beds that you may have seen in my Search and Destroy video on this is that if you're laying down, you're basically hidden. You cannot be seen. I've tripped over guys who are laying here because they're hidden underneath this line. So if you're laying here, you have a pretty good sight line up these stairs, up to the vantage point, up the stairway in this back area here to your left, to the flag or to the B domination flag, things like that. So just be aware of that when you're here in this in these flower beds. They give you pretty decent cover. All right, just don't camp. Don't sit in there too long because people are going to figure out you're there and start throwing rocket launchers and everything else at you. So just be careful because you also have cars right next to you, and if they're not blowing up, you're going to get hurt. All right, but you have a nice view up to the overpass as well, and this takes us into the garden. All right, so the garden is where the B domination flag is, and as you're capturing this, you can capture it right here. You can capture it on top of the other little flower bed next to where the statue is, just to my right. But you can also still see up to the vantage point, up these stairs. There's a stairway right there. You can hold this area pretty well if you're going to decide to hold this flag. You have a very good sight line right there for an assault rifle or sniper rifle. And as we come up here to the vantage point, this is a high traffic area, so if you're hanging out in this vantage point, you better watch your back because this vantage point gives you a great view of the B domination and the driveway and flower beds and carport area. But just be careful. Like I said, that's a high traffic area. So you're going to have guys coming in and out of there all the time. Behind you where the drain is, which I'll show you here in a second. But, again, this is a nice place to get up here quickly. If you notice the B domination flag's being taken, you can jump up there and take those guys out if you know where they're at. All right? So here's the drain area. Now, the drain area is named the drain because of this huge drain back here. There's nothing else like it on the map, so that's why I called this drain. You could call it, you know, the sitting area or whatever else you want. But I called it the drain because I saw the big drain, and they also call it that in Elite. All right? Moving on. Here is the wine cellar. The wine cellar is obviously because there's a bunch of wine bottles and big old wine things in it. All right? And this connects you up to the winery. There's a few entry points. This is a great team defender location to hold the flag if you got the flag. And just be aware of that. All right? So here's the street. Now, the street is like it splits the map, basically. It winds down in a big S, but it's like the ravine in Liberation. All right, but this street basically connects you to every point on this map. Down that way was to the drain and to the vantage point and to the garden. All right, there's a couple hiding spots in here, but you have a good sight line for assault rifles and sniper rifles. You can see that walking area up on top of the overpass. You can see down here, which takes you down into the cafe area. All right, but the street connects you to everywhere. Up here, it takes you to the fountain. Takes you up to the overpass. This takes you down to the cafe. This part right here takes you up to the C domination point and the square. And again, this will wind around. And again, there's a few more entry points up to the square area. All right, but like I said, this street winds around the entire map. There's the cafe to your left. There is the carport to your right, and down there is the B domination flag. All right, but that's where it stops. So here we're coming into the cafe. This is a headquarters location, also a demolition location. But this is just a high traffic area during domination, so you're going to have guys running through here, not camping or protecting anything. To the left, there's 3 Vespas. They are very explosive. Hint, hint. Throw some nades in there because guys do like to hang out in there. All right, so just remember that. Now here's the overpass. The overpass has a great vantage point over C domination, over the square, as well as connects you up to the fountain area, which is right up here, where I'm taking you right now. There's the fountain, all right? Takes you down there. You can see down into the street. You can see down into the cafe and to the carport. This way over here, you can see also down to the street and also where there's an entry point to the drain. And that point right there where I'm pointing right now takes you down to the cafe. All right, and there's a stairway just to you right there, as you saw, just below you. But this gives you a kind of that overhead look and kind of gives you a great vantage point to take out any guys that are coming up through the street. But just be aware they can come out through this fountain area right here down to you, as well as from the winery. Winery? Yeah, winery. So be aware of that when you're using this area. I pretty much stick in this area. If we have a triple cap, this is where I hang out, because I can jump up here and watch any guys that are running down here, as well as up that staircase to the square area. All right, so that pretty much covers the map, except there is one more area. I'm going to take you to there in a second, but this is a great map for submachine guns, portable radars, claymores, bouncing betties, pistols, machine pistols, assault rifles and sniper rifles for the long range or the long sightline areas, all right? Now, there is another area on this map, and it gets you to below a tunnel, and that tunnel brings you up back to the right side of the winery, all right? And I'm going to show you where that is. And what you do is you jump right up here where these flowers are, and you can see down here the beach, and there's nothing down there, and you can't really see it, but what you have to do is you have to get over here to this edge, all right? Let me take a look. You can see there's no one down there. But what you do is you look right down here, right where that blue towel is. Just kidding. All right, sorry, guys. I had to give a joke in there, but the other ones are good. So there you go. Have fun with your domination, and I'll see you in the next video with Liberation on domination, all righty? Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Raptor Claw 141 is out.